I'm coming to be in your business. No, but on a serious note, y'all, I'm really trying to figure out why the millennials, why Generation Z, X, whatever you want to call us, why we are so hot pockety. What you mean by that, Sierra? What you mean by hot pockety? Okay, let me break it down for you. This generation, my generation, we feel as though we don't have to work for anything and that things should just be handed to us. That is a big misconception and the biggest issue with our generation. We want what we want when we want it. We don't want to work for anything. We're impatient as crap and we'll rather hit the shortcut instead of doing it the long way. But what people fail to realize is when you try to skip steps in your process, when you try to skip steps in a process, say if you're starting a business or you met someone and you end up liking this person and you want to skip the friendship stage and go straight to, being in a relationship or falling in love and all of that. And I think that my biggest issue is you can't want the end result without putting forth the work. You can't want that beautiful finished product without getting dirty or starting from scratch. And my generation, our generation does not want to start from scratch. And I think that it literally burns me up because we will pray, Lord, do this for me. Lord, I need this. And Lord, this, and the third. But the Bible says that faith without works is dead. So if I have the faith for a thing, but I'm not putting forth the work to get that thing or to receive that thing or to see that thing manifest, it's dead. Therefore, I'm having faith and I'm believing, but what I'm not putting forth any work ethic or no discipline, or I'm not putting down, my phone enough to do the research for my business. Like, stuff does not just fall from the sky. Like, God is not a genie. You get 3 wishes and poof, it's here. That's not how he works. At the end of the day, we have to put in the faith, but then also match that faith with work ethic to be able to receive what we desire. And as long as our desires match up with his, then we're in perfect alignment and he'll give us the desires of our hearts. The Bible says that he wants to give us the desires of our hearts. He wants to. God literally wants to give us what we want. But he can't give it to us if we're not willing to go through the process. At the end of the day, I thank God for my process and every process that I'm still going through, because without my process, I wouldn't be me. Without pressure, diamonds could never be. Like, diamonds start off as charcoal and they have to go through a pressure processing period where they're literally pressed down to that finery, that fine piece of jewelry that you wear, or that ring that you wear, or those earrings that you put in your ears. Like, everything that is here, everything that we see, as right on down to the houses and the cars and our hair and makeup, everything is a process. You cannot take any shortcuts. You cannot pick and choose what ingredients you want to use. You cannot skip, I'm gonna do this, but I'm gonna leave this, and then still think that you're gonna get the full benefit of the end result. Like, we have to get to a place where we do not negate the process, because the process is literally what's making you who you are. The process is literally what's like, our process is literally making us into the young women and men that God has called us to be. Like, we have to get to a point where we stop trying to skip steps in our process. At the end of the day, if you skip step 1, hit 2 and 3, you're going to have to go back. Like, literally, you'll keep going through the same cycle and you'll have to repeat it and repeat it and repeat it until you pass it. Like, I don't know about y'all, but I don't like wasting time. So I'm not finna be wasting no time going through the same cycle. And God is like, well, you got to go back because you messed up. You got to go back because you're missing something. Well, I needed you to pick that up. You got to go back. Why go back? Why go back and start over when you could just do it the first time? Like, why would you want to do that? Like, who? I don't know about y'all, but I don't want to waste no time. I don't want to be out here doing any and everything and miss what God has for me or miss what God is trying to get to me. And I say all of this to say, stop trying to skip steps. Stop trying to be hot pockets. Like, if you have to go through an oven process, let that oven be on 350 and you cook, baby. Because at the end of the day, nobody wants nothing undone. Nobody wants no undone food. So do what you have to do so that way you can be well prepared for the souls that you are called to. Like, literally, you have souls that are assigned to your life. You have souls that are waiting on you to get it together. Like, what? We're not going in cycles. What did Jonathan McReynolds say? I'm not going in cycles. No, we're not doing that anymore. No more cycles. And at the end of the day, we have to understand that our process is preparing us. God doesn't want to hurt us. God doesn't want, to get us back for the sin that we've caused. He don't want to do none of that. God is literally trying to prepare us for where we need to be. Prepare us for our next season. And once we get that, we'll be better off. Literally. Like, seriously, y'all, we have to let our process serve its purpose. Because at the end of the day, God wouldn't put us through a process that wasn't going to help us in our next season. Like, he's not going to put us through anything that we don't need. Like, we literally need to go through our process so that we can have these tools to help somebody else coming behind us. Like, it's literally bigger than you. And you never know. A lot of the times, like, I used to be like, oh, God, why me? Why me? Why I got to go through this? And why I'm dealing with this? Why not you? You may be the very one to save your whole family. You may be the very one to lay that foundation. Sometimes we have to lay the foundation. Yeah, sometimes we have to be the one that steps out and does something different to lay that foundation for the generations coming behind us, because they're going to need something solid to stand on. And because your parents didn't do it when they were supposed to do it, now it's on you. And I'm just saying, what are you going to do? Because I don't know about you, but I have a daughter, I have little sisters, and I refuse to see them go through what I went through because I chose not to handle what I needed to handle while I'm here on earth. Like, at the end of the day, we all have assignments. We're all assigned to somebody, like I said. Like, but I refuse to see my dysfunction, my hurt, my pain, my struggle with communication. I refuse to pass that down to my daughter. I refuse to pass that down to my sister. At the end of the day, everybody that you encounter on earth, everybody that you are connected to, you're going to leave footprints for them. My only question is, where are the footprints leading them to? Are they going to lead them to a path of righteousness and success and victory? Or are they going to go down a path of hurt, harm, suicide, depression? Like, where are your footprints going to lead the generation coming behind you? We have to stop throwing these pity parties. We have to stop trying to be a hot pocket generation. And we have to literally let our process serve its purpose to get you to your purpose. Let your process serve its purpose so that way it can get you to your purpose. And I'm done. I'm sorry I had to come in here and be in y'all business, but I just had to get that off of me. Like, stop trying to get stuff fast. It's like, do not despise small beginnings. That's what the word says. Don't despise small beginnings. You may have to start off at the bottom, but what did Drake say? He started from the bottom, now you here? Yeah, it's okay to start from the bottom. That doesn't mean that you're starting with nothing. Like, God gave you everything that you need on the level that you're on right now for where you're going. You have everything that you need. Like, I don't care about your circumstances, where you were born, what city you live in, whether or not your mom and daddy there. At the end of the day, it's a choice. We all have to make a decision on what we're going to do with our lives. Like, it's literally up to us, y'all. Like, he gave us free will. He gave us a decision, a choice for a reason. Like, you have to choose what you're going to do. You don't have to follow in the footsteps of your parents. You don't have to be who you've been around. You don't have to be a victim of your circumstances. Like, no, you did not control what happened to you. It's not your fault what happened to you. I know that your life was rough, but now that you're old enough to make your own decisions, what are you going to do? Are you just going to allow those things to become you, or are you going to do something about it? It's literally time to stop making excuses, y'all. Like, we don't have time to be wasting time anymore. Like, it's crunch time, y'all. Get yourselves together. I love y'all.